Hi everyone, I'm Carolyn Cole from the Cultural District, and I'm here with another local artist that's very talented in watercolors, and she's another local artist, Jan Davis. So I'd like you to meet Jan Davis, and she's going to tell us a little bit about why she got into watercolor and how long she's been painting.
Well, Carolyn, watercolor is just like a magical thing to me. You never know what's going to come out. You start painting, and as another artist once said, happy little surprises occur. So I just like watercolor a lot. Some people say it's not forgiving, but I find that it is. You can do many things with watercolor. I've been painting, well, maybe not with watercolor, but with charcoals and then oils my whole life, really. I grew up in Boston. I went to school in it's like 6th grade, 7th grade, around the Museum of Fine Arts. And they had free art lessons in those days. In fact, the whole museum was free, which is amazing. You know, nothing is free anymore. But I enjoyed going to the museum. It was like a whole new world to me. And I enjoyed the lessons. I'm
of the same age group because I remember that well too, taking art lessons and also going to the museum for free. And Jan was telling me that this picture is, a lot of pictures are from something that you see. This is from Jan's imagination, but she spent so much time near the water. You can understand how it can be so realistic, as though it was a photograph almost. So Jan, where now?
And it's called Rainbow.
Rainbow.
Yes, people don't really notice it, but there's a very faint rainbow up here.
Yes, there is, now that you pointed out.
And you'll always see, not always, but often see rainbows near the ocean, if you look.
Now Jan, is this a particular lighthouse?
Oh, absolutely. This is Pemaquid Light. And my husband's family and my family both have Maine roots. And we often like to go to Maine and just enjoy the scenery. There's nothing like the Maine coast. And this was one of my favorite lighthouses and remains one of my favorite lighthouses.
Now, I'm a flower fan, and these are some wonderful watercolors of flowers. And Jan, you can tell us a little about them?
Well, this one over here, you'd be very surprised to know that was a little teeny vase about this big, and that's a Johnny Jump Up, which are tiny little flowers, as you know, and you just barely see them in the grass. This one, I just love the Queen Anne's lace in there, and the brown-eyed Susans, and, you know, just that country look.
Yeah, something that you'd find along the roadway,
yes,
or an old fence on in a farm area.
Yes.
They just grow naturally, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Jan, this one you've titled Waves Crashing.
Yes, and it's reminiscent again of the Maine coast. You'd think that I spent most of my time in Maine, but I actually do not. However, I do find it very pretty. And a lobster pot, well, I just like lobster. Can't forget the lobster pot.
I think that's one of the things you think of when you think of Maine is lobster.
That's true. That's true.
Anybody that's ever traveled down to Duxbury or through the Cape have noticed the beach roses, and they later produce a plum. This happens to be one of my favorite of Jan's paintings. And you can tell me what inspired you to do this?
Well, as you say, when you travel near the beach, you see these beach roses all the time. And the first time that you travel down to a place called Gurnet Sakewish in Duxbury, for 4 miles in June, you will see nothing but beach roses. And the scent is out of this world. And eventually, the rose turns into what is called the beach plum, and they make jelly out of it for Christmas, so it lasts a long time. Anyway, this is a watercolor of the beach rose and with a little cottage in the background, letting you know you're near the ocean.
Would you tell us a little about these three paintings here?
All right, this particular painting was done in Duxbury. Actually, it's Burnett, but it's called Grandma's Plate, and it was outside on a little table that we used to dine outside all the time. And it's just a pretty plate that Grandma had at one time. This one over here is a total figment of my imagination. The colors of the rocks and everything are a little, what can I say? They're pastel look. And I really like lighthouses. So many of my paintings have a lot of lighthouses in them. So I live near a lighthouse, and that's why. The picture that's on the end is a picture also of Burnett, Duxbury area. And there's a place called the Front Beach. And that is a picture of the front beach where people sometimes walk and just look at the ocean.
Jan's other aspect that she's very talented at is photography. And here she's going to show you three photographs that she did, and also a little, very unusual painting. And she'll explain them all to you.
This particular picture is a picture that I did for a Christmas card. And I call it Circa 1900 Easton. And actually one year it was on the cover of the Lions Christmas Festival. Anyway, that's what that is. These photographs are all of Easton buildings, the library and the Oaks Ames Memorial Hall, and the Easton Historical Center, which is actually the railroad station. And they are photographs, but they're watercolored. They're printed on watercolor paper and watercolored over the photographs.
So that kind of gives them that little, it's a little warmer feeling to it.
And this over here is a collage of photos that I did of 4 of the H.H. Richardson buildings. What can I say? You want to know what they are?
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Okay, Oaks Ames Memorial Hall. Here we have the library and the gatehouse and again the railroad station. And this collage was put together for a store that I used to have many things in, Homespun Treasures, which was a very popular gift shop in Easton, and we all miss it.
Well, thank you, Jan. This was a very interesting experience to learn about, what got you motivated to paint and see some of your work.
Oh, thank you, Carolyn, for inviting me.
You're welcome.